Good day, everyone. I am NGC Gosway, the host for this webinar. Today, we are going to explore data analytics in the AI era. Okay, the growing opportunities at the intersection of data and AI. You are welcome on board, and I will encourage you to stay to the end of this session. I promise you it's going to be impactful and insightful. Now, let's get started. Data is currently running the world. Every business generates data, but only a few know how to turn them into value. Data generation has never been the problem. In fact, as we speak, this is the most data-rich moment of human history. Okay, there is so much data. We generate data every day through different means. So data generation has never been the problem or availability of data. But what do we do with the data we have? That's where the challenge is. Every single day, data is created through some of these means. One, online payments and bank transactions. As you make bank transactions, you transfer money, you receive money, you are generating data, directly or indirectly. Sales transactions and customer interactions. As you are purchasing goods and services, you are generating data. Google searches, websites, and smart devices. In fact, once you are trying to search for anything on Google, maybe you are trying to search for a particular data, unconsciously, you are also generating data. Annually, at the end of every year, some statistical sites will come up and tell us that this particular website was surfed the most in this year, or this particular keyword was searched the most this year. You are generating data unknowingly because you are searching for something. Hospital records and flight bookings. We generate data when you travel, we generate data when you go to hospital. These are means of generating data. Okay, data generation has never been the problem. Social media activities, mobile apps. Let's take Facebook, for example. As you're scrolling on Facebook, there are some videos that you like watching. Okay, once that type of video comes up, you will watch it. Facebook will take note of that. Once another type of video comes up, you discard that one, you just swipe through. Facebook will also take note of that. You are generating data for Facebook. Then if someone runs an ad, let's say you are always interested in tech videos or tech contents. If someone runs an ad and the ad is all about, let's say, poultry farming, agriculture, Facebook will not bring that ad to you because based on the data available, they know that you are not interested in this type of contents. But once another person is running ads that has to do with tech, they will send the ad to you so that the person who is running the ad will make profit from it. That is how we generate data, and that is how data is used. So even without you knowing, you are generating data. Location data, GPS tracking. Once you turn on your mobile location and we are moving, that is how map can tell you that this particular location is congested and all that. So we generate data unconsciously, subconsciously, or even consciously. But the problem is, what do we do with the data? We have a question. So who transforms raw numbers into meaningful insights and business decisions? Who is that person? That's the role of a data analyst. And this will lead us to the next slide. Who is a data analyst? A data analyst's real job is to turn raw numbers into decisions that move businesses forward. Now, before we continue, if you are with us, let us know in the comment section if you are still connected. Let's proceed. Who is a data analyst? A data analyst's real job is to turn raw numbers into decisions that move businesses forward. That is the job of a data analyst. We've understood that data is not our problem. Okay, data is everywhere. And when we talk about data, we are not talking about MTN data or Globalcom data. No. What you are purchasing is internet access. We are talking about raw information. What do you do with this data? The first job of a data analyst is to ask the right questions. This is what makes you a data analyst. The ability to ask the right questions. You clean and prepare data. Sometimes you would receive messy data and sometimes you would receive clean data. Okay, but you have to prepare the data. And note that in agriculture, let's use agriculture for example. If you have yam in a plantation, that yam is a weed. Okay, it doesn't mean that yam is not good, but for the sake of that farm, that is a plantation, yam is a weed in that plantation. In data analytics, there are some fields that may seem good, but when preparing your data, you have to take them off. So all these come up at this stage, cleaning and preparation of data. You analyze patterns based on what you have. Then you make recommendations. We are going to look at this in the next slide. Now let's look at this comparison. We have data entry clerk and data analyst, because it's important for us to define the roles. A data entry clerk, sometimes they are also called data entry officers, or data entry specialists, whatever be the case, the role is the same. Then we have a data analyst. A data entry clerk types and records raw data into systems and spreadsheets. So the role of a data entry clerk is to type, that's to impute data, to generate data. Okay? While a data analyst works with the data that has already been collected to find meaning in it. One prepares the data, not in the case of cleaning data. We are talking about typing data. You just type it. Maybe we have documents, offline documents, and the person is trying to input the documents into a system, spreadsheet, or whatsoever. That's the role. Then a data analyst works with the data that is available. A data entry clerk works with data as it comes in. No analysis is involved. He or she is not required to analyze the data. That's not the job description. While a data analyst requires analytical thinking and business understanding. In fact, in our tech hub, what I often tell them is that for you to be a data analyst, you must think like an analyst. That's what makes you a data analyst. Forget about the tools, Excel, SQL, Power BI, they are good. But if you are unable to think like an analyst, you can't succeed. A data entry clerk, the job ends once the data is entered correctly. That's where his or her job ends. While for a data analyst, the job begins where the data entry operator stops. The tools used for data entry, Microsoft Excel, that's the basic, Google Sheets, basic database forms. While for a data analyst, can use SQL, Excel, that's advanced Excel, Power BI, and the rest. So we should be able to understand the difference between data entry clerk and a data analyst. And also note that when applying for jobs, some data analysts do apply for data entry jobs. That doesn't degrade your value. In fact, this can also be a way of breaking into top firms, especially remote jobs. When you go to hiring platforms, you can see data entry jobs available, data entry clerk and all that. If that's what you can do for that moment, you can take the job. You already know what you have to do. A data analyst can be a data entry clerk, but a data entry clerk who doesn't know analysis can never be a data analyst unless he or she learns that. Okay, so understand the difference between data entry clerk and data analyst. Let's use Nigeria for example. An average business will always hire sales representative or sales personnel. This person doesn't answer data entry clerk or data entry specialist, but indirectly, the person generates data. The person does the work of a data entry clerk without knowing what he or she is doing, but the person is generating data. When they are compiling receipts and all that, keeping records, although some of these businesses, why they do that is for financial records, okay, to check their finance and all that. They don't go deep into analyzing what they have. So a data analyst will survive in any environment. A data analyst can do the work of a data entry clerk, but a data entry clerk cannot do the work of a data analyst. We have to understand these rules. Let's proceed. Data analysis versus analytics. This is very, very important for anyone who is currently learning data analytics or you want to break into data analytics. You should be able to understand the difference between analysis and analytics. They are often used interchangeably, but they are not the same. Analysis looks backward. It asks what happened. That's analysis for you. It looks at past record and it asks the question, what happened? You examine past data to explain an event. That is analysis. While analytics looks forward, it asks, what is going to happen and what should be done about it. That is the full broad data analytics. You make recommendations and provide solutions based on analysis. It doesn't end with analysis. Yes, we know the numbers. We know that this increased by 10%. We understand all that. That's fine. Now, what should be done? That is analytics. What are the recommendations? The business is going down or is moving forward based on these values. What should be done? What are your recommendations? These are the things that makes you a proper data analyst. Let's take this webinar for example. Some of you registered, okay? You filled the Google form. You have already generated data. Based on that Google form, we can tell you that approximately 70% of the people who registered are either totally new to data analytics, or they've heard of it before, while about 30% are currently learning. What should we do with this information? That is analysis. Now, analytics is when you make recommendations based on the analysis. Since we have that information, it means that we should prepare this webinar in such a way that it won't have much of technical terms, in the sense that those who are participating in this webinar are most likely to be people who are trying to break into data analytics, currently learning, or those who have heard of it before. So we just have few professional analysts here. That is the insight based on the analysis. You make recommendations, starting with the question, what is going to happen and what should be done about it? Let's take the medical field, for example. A lab technician will show you the result of your medical test. Based on the record, you'll be diagnosed of a particular sickness. A medical doctor will look at that. We are now looking at analytics. Based on the same results, he will tell you that based on your past results and records, this particular problem is going to come up again in the next few weeks. And these are the solutions. These are the ways to prevent that, or these are the things you need to do or need to eat to stay away from that problem. You can see analytics. You are not just defining the problem, you are also providing solutions and making recommendations. That is the full broad data analytics. Here we have the 4 levels of analytics. 1, descriptive. It asks what happened, and we have examples here, sales examples. Sales were down 20% in March. No further explanation. Okay, that's where descriptive analytics ends. Just the facts. Diagnostic analytics. The question is, why did it happen? Descriptive is what happened. Diagnostic is why did it happen? Sales dropped in March because a competitor ran a promotion that week and our pricing was higher. You can see why sales dropped. That's diagnostic analytics. Predictive analytics, what will happen? Based on the data available for the last 3 years, sales will likely drop again in March unless we act. Data analytics does not end with prescriptive and diagnostic. You can make predictions based on data. That's forecast. This is predictive analytics. What will happen? You can make forecasts with that. For punters, you see betting platforms, they will tell you that this particular team is likely going to win or this particular team is likely going to lose. How did they arrive at that conclusion? Based on data. Weather forecast, they will tell you that by this time, you are likely going to have rain or sun or that. That is based on data. Then we have prescriptive analytics. What should we do? We've found out that sales dropped in March by 20%. And it's because a competitor ran a promotion. So the competitor reduced his or her price while our own price was high. That was why. Then the prediction is in the next few weeks or so, this is what is going to happen. Now, the prescription, what should be done? Run a promotion in the first week of March, reduce pricing on these 3 products, and target these customer segments. This is where analysts become indispensable. It doesn't end with what happened, why did it happen, what will happen. It stretches to what should we do? What are the recommendations? You have to profile solutions. And that is prescriptive analytics. So all of these are very, very important. You don't pick one and leave one. You move from stage to stage: descriptive, diagnostic, predictive, and prescriptive. These are the 4 levels of analytics. Let's proceed. Here I have a diagram of data analysis and data analytics. You can see the processes. You collect data, you clean data, you analyze data, and you present findings. These are all embedded in data analysis. And data analysis is also embedded in data analytics because you analyze data. But data analytics is the broader view. When you are done with presenting findings, data analysis ends there. But data analytics continues. You will now generate insights and make recommendations. This is beyond the past. You are now looking at the future. What should we do? What should be done to prevent this? What should be done to increase this number? What should we do? It's all about profiling solutions. So a data analyst who understands all this is indispensable. Companies are not just looking for somebody who will come and input data in Excel for them. No. They are not just looking for somebody who will fill up rows and they will pay you for nothing. You are paid for what you know. You are paid for how you understand numbers and your ability to make recommendations or profile solutions. Data analytics stretches all the way to forecast. This is very, very important. Like I said, that's prescriptive analytics. Okay, based on available data, a data analyst can predict what is likely going to happen. We have a case study here. The current richest man in the world, Elon Musk. This publication was made on 8 September 2024, that Elon Musk is on pace to become world's richest trillionaire by 2027. That was what the report said. How did they arrive at this conclusion? They made this prediction based on the data available. Now let's look at the information here. Informa Connect Academy's finding about the boss of the electric car maker Tesla, private rocket company SpaceX, and social media platform X stems from the fact that Musk's wealth has been growing at an average annual rate of 110%. Based on this rate, this guy is on a journey to become the world's first trillionaire based on the available data, based on the rate, the annual rate of 110%. That is how his wealth has been growing. But that means if it continues this way, this guy will be the first trillionaire. It did not happen exactly as they said, because they said this is likely going to happen by 2027. Another question is, why did it happen in 2026? On the 12th of June, Elon Musk became the world's first trillionaire instead of 2027, which they predicted. Why did it happen? This happened because the rate changed, or the data available for these statistics or prediction changed. One of them changed. He merged XAI and SpaceX. That increased the value of SpaceX. If everything had continued with the available data which was used for this prediction, and the annual rate continued at 110%, this guy will be the first millionaire in 2027. That is data analytics for you. They analyzed his wealth, they analyzed all his income streams, and they made this report. It did not end with analysis. They made a prediction that this guy will be the first millionaire. Yes, he became the first millionaire. The only change is that it happened in 2026, not 2027. There's another name here, Adani of India. They said that he's going to be the second trillionaire and is estimated to happen in 2028. If his annual growth rate retains at 123%, if it remains at 123%, this guy is going to be the second trillionaire. Now let's watch out what happens. He might be the second trillionaire if this happens, or if someone else's growth rate, that's wealth growth rate, skyrockets more than his own, the person might be the second trillionaire. But the emphasis of this is that after analysis, analytics continues. Based on analysis, based on the data available, what can you say? What is likely going to happen? Because if you don't know what is likely going to happen, you cannot profile solutions. Like I use the medical field, for example. If the doctor isn't aware of what or the sickness or the issue that is going to come up, he cannot provide solutions. So you should be able to say what is likely going to happen to a particular business, what is likely going to happen to a particular firm based on the data available. So a data analyst should understand all this, the four levels of analytics. Is data analytics still worth learning, or has AI taken over? This is a very important question. Very, very important question. In fact, before you learn anything today or in the near future, ask this question. Is this thing still worth learning, or has AI taken over? This is a very, very important question. Data analytics and AI work together, not against each other. Note this. Data analytics and AI work together. They are not competing against each other. Instead of replacing data analytics, AI has made the work of data analysts faster and easier. I can tell you that with all assurance. There are so many things we used to do manually. There are so many things we used to waste our time on. Now with AI, we can do all that with ease. There are some technical professions, or let's call them graphical professions, like photography and let's say partially graphic design. When you surf the internet, social media platforms, and all that, you are likely going to see AI generated images, designs. That's fine. Okay. And that doesn't mean that they have completely overtaken photography and graphic design. That's still at that layer. But you can see that there is so much competition. You don't need to be analytical to understand a fine picture. Once the picture is fine, you can tell that, okay, I am okay with this. Once the design is okay to you, that's fine. In fact, in graphic design, there is no solution. The solution is based on what the client wants. So the design can be functional, can be perfect, can be everything. And the client will call you back in giving and tell you that, sorry, my wife didn't accept this. Please, can you change the color and all that? You can see it's based on the client's choice. But data analytics is not that way. Note, these professions are not competing against each other. I'm just using them for example. I am a professional graphic designer, so I am not talking down on any of these professions, okay? But we are trying to look at the role of AI in data analytics. Before you use AI for data analytics, you must be an analyst. You must be able to understand analysis. This is not about, please, what's the prompt? Copy the prompt, you paste, you generate picture. No, it's beyond that. When you don't understand analysis, what are you going to do? When you don't even understand data, some years ago, data analysts used to struggle with data set generation. They will struggle from one side to the other, cargo, trying to generate data, trying to download data for practice. This particular data might give you what you want, but not completely what you want. Those issues are there. But now you can do all that with AI. You can summarize your data with AI. There are so many things you can do with AI. But AI is not replacing the profession. Rather, it's making the work faster and easier. And I will encourage you to embrace AI on time, early enough. Don't think that you can succeed without AI. No. Please grow as the world is growing. I saw a video a few days ago, I think today or yesterday, something like that. And it was about two children. They were joined. Yeah, they should be twins. Their heads were joined together. And the doctor was explaining how they achieved that. And he said that they achieved that using AI. AI did not take the surgical blade. AI did not replace the surgeon, but with tools made available via AI, they were able to achieve that with maximum precision. So in data analytics, AI is not replacing analysts, rather it's making your work easier and faster. Embrace it. AI does not replace the need for data analysts, it increases the demand. There are so many jobs out there today because of data analytics, because of AI, sorry. Few years ago, these jobs were not available. We are going to look at that in the next slides. A data analyst is one who asks the right questions. Without the right questions, there is no proper analytics. You will start by asking the right questions. Because if you can't ask the right questions, you will be unable to get the right answers. You must be able to ask questions. I have this data. What should we do with this data? What should be done? What should be achieved? You should be able to ask analytical questions, not just mundane questions. AI is a tool, and the efficiency of a tool depends on the competence of who is using it. AI is a tool, and the efficiency of a tool depends on the competence of who is using it. I'm not a medical professional. Let's still use the field, for example. You know surgical blade, which they use for surgery. That surgical blade, if it's in the hand of a terrorist, that surgical blade is a weapon of destruction. The same surgical blade in the hand of a surgeon is a tool to rescue or save the life of a person. You can see the same tool, different uses. So AI is a tool. What can you do with the tool? Most of us don't even know the abilities of AI. You use it to generate pictures, ask questions, and all that. It doesn't end there. So AI is a tool. Embrace it and know what to do with AI. Embed AI in your work and see how fast everything will become. I hope we are still following. Please, if you are still following, let us know. I'm asking this question because of network glitch so that we'll know when we are still connected. Okay, let's proceed. Opportunities are the intersection of data and AI. These are some of the opportunities, not even all. Okay, and every role here is the role of a data analyst with a special strength, either in automation, communication, or data quality. So you have to pick the one that excites you the most and go deep in that direction. These are roles of the same data analyst, but different areas of specialization. The six that we have here are all about data and AI. The intersection of data and AI. The first one is AI and BI analyst. Your role is to use the AI tools built into tools like Power BI, for example, and we have Copilot in Power BI, to create reports, identify patterns, and answer business questions quickly. It is the same work of a data analyst, but done much faster and more efficiently than usual. There are some hiring platforms, that's job platforms, that you might not find data analysts. You will see some of these roles and you'll be wondering, who are these ones meant for? I'm just a data analyst. No. This AI or BI analyst, that's business intelligence analyst, he uses AI for his work. He uses AI tools to perform his analysis and some other things, all under analytics. But it doesn't mean that AI does everything with one prompt or one click. No. He uses AI in some of the processes involved in his analytics and he achieves his results. AI output analyst, this one is like a police officer or a custom officer. He checks the output of what the analyst who uses AI. There is something about AI. AI will be so confident, like 100% confident at times. Okay, like I said, embrace AI. I'm not talking against AI. AI can be so confident saying rubbish, confidently saying rubbish. So if you don't analyze AI output, you are going to hit the rock. So you should be able to decipher when AI is giving you what is right or what is wrong. Like I use images, for example. Someone who doesn't know how to press the computer, if he or she sees his or her generated image and it looks like him or her and he or she likes it, the person is okay. But analytics is beyond that. It doesn't end at the interface or at the surface. AI output analyst, your role is to review AI generated results, verify them with, let's say, SQL and Excel, and determine whether they can be trusted. As companies adopt AI, they need analysts who can separate accurate insights from mistakes. If a company is hiring today, just pay attention to some of the requirements, even if you're not interested in the job position. Please try as much as you can to always look at some of these things. They are important. They will tell you how the world is going and the direction the world is going at. They are always looking for people who know how to use AI. In fact, when AI became popular, many people thought that once you mention anything AI, important firms, organizations are going to turn you down and all that. But with time, they found out that they are looking for people who know how to use AI, who know how to embed AI in what they are doing. So this AI output analyst will checkmate what the AI analyst has done to confirm if the full work is in sync with what should be done. We have decision intelligence analysts. Your role is to turn data into business decisions. Beyond building dashboards, you help leaders understand what the numbers mean and what actions to take. You already know what to do, but you are using AI to make decisions faster and better. But at the same time, you should be able to discern when AI is giving you wrong values. You make the decisions based on the results given to you by AI and based on your own skills or abilities as a decision intelligence analyst. We have automated reporting architects. Your role is to connect Power BI to databases and automate reporting. There are so many ways to automate your work. There are so many tools. In Power BI, you can connect Power BI. Power BI is not a database tool. Rather, it connects to others. It can connect to Excel, it can connect to CSV files, XML, it can connect to SQL, different platforms. So a automated reporting architect automates all these things. If this is happening, let this happen. By this time, refresh this report, and you do all this using AI. Note that some of the tools we have, which are powered by AI, are not really chatbots. Because some people think that AI starts and ends with ChatGPT and all that, which are chatbots. No. There are some tools you don't need to type in any prompts for you to use them, but they are AI tools. We have data governance and AI ethics analyst. Your role is to use SQL to find errors, remove duplicates, and improve data quality. As data regulations become stricter, companies need analysts who can keep their data accurate, reliable, and compliant. Most people, let's say with time, everybody will start using AI, and that is still going to cause a very big problem. Those who don't understand this work very well, they are going to expose companies' data to AI, which might be vulnerable, and this is against the ethics. Some people still don't read the terms and conditions. Most people don't really read terms and conditions or policies. Once they see the checkbox, they check it, read, and they move on. There are so many things to study. So we have AI and ethics analyst. This person studies how the AI works, the rules, how it manages data. He is investigating what you have done and how you have exposed the data to AI and the impact of AI on that data. We have prompt engineer in the data context. I particularly embedded this data context because once we hear of prompt engineer, because let's say everybody is now a prompt engineer. Once you can type in ChatGPT, you're a prompt engineer. You can generate pictures, you're a prompt engineer. That's fine. We are not looking at that. We are looking at this via the data context. Your role is to guide AI with clear instructions so it can analyze data, build reports, and uncover insights. The better your thinking and questions are, the more value you can get from AI. Your ability to get the right results, analytical results, build reports, uncover insights. Companies are looking for it. Data analytics does not end with Excel and all these other tools or knowing how to chat using chatbots, AI chatbots. No. You should be able to know what to do with it. You should be able to prompt AI to give you the best results. And you should also be able to understand or discern the right result. Like I told you, AI can be confidently saying rubbish. Yes, that's AI for you. They will always tell you that they are liable to make mistakes. So you should always cross-check. Let's proceed. 9 ways to earn from data skills. These are not all the ways to earn from data skills, okay? But we just have 9 ways here. We have full-time employment. This is the one most people do or everybody knows about. You are hired by a particular firm, you work physically, okay, from this particular time to this particular time, from Monday to Friday or Saturday, however, that's full-time employment. We have remote jobs. You are also employed like the full-time guy, but now you are not reporting physically. You are doing your work virtually, as we are connected virtually now. That's remote jobs for you. And the advantage of remote jobs is that you can earn in stronger currencies like pounds and dollars. This gives you an advantage. You can be employed in developed countries, firms in developed countries without visa, without visiting them. You can do all that with ease. Well, then we have freelancing. This is, I think, to me, one of the best because you handle contracts. You are not fully employed remotely, but you work based on contracts. Once you are done with this contract, you can continue another. You can be handling 10 contracts at the same time, 2 contracts at the same time, depending on your ability to deliver them all. You don't need to know these people. You don't need to visit them. You can do all that from the comfort of your home. I'm intentionally not looking at these values here. That's the amounts are embedded here. Just forget about that. I don't always like talking about how much you can earn as a data analyst. And I do that on purpose because most people have replaced learning with earning. When you want to learn a particular skill and you place money ahead of you, you are going to stumble. I promise you that. You are really, really going to stumble. Learn with all your might. Learn with all your time. After learning, earning will come. In fact, while learning, you can still be earning. But don't focus or don't put your entire energy on earning while learning. It's going to affect you whether you like it or not. And from my experience, once you start talking about a particular skill and you do that by, let's say, exposing how much or the opportunities available for people who have this skill or how much you can earn, let's say thousands of dollars and all that, people are likely going to learn that skill. They will enroll. They are not interested in learning, but they will enroll just to earn. I had the experience when I was teaching the Amazon KDP. I'll publish testimonies from my students and they are seeing dollars here and there and all that. Many joined, but guess what? They were not ready to do what it takes. We are not talking about Ponzi schemes. This is a skill. You learn it and you earn from it. So after that, I learned not to be talking about you can earn thousands of dollars from this. No, just learn the skill. It's still important or good to know what you can earn from a particular skill. That's fine. But don't put your entire energy there. Consulting. This is another way to earn from data skills. This is where experience becomes valuable. Consulting. You don't become a consultant after 1 year of learning data analytics. No. And you don't become a consultant just because you have 10 years of experience. No. You are a consultant based on accumulated knowledge. Companies are consulting you, they are not employing you. They will consult you. Please, this is the issue we have. This is the numbers we have available. What should we do? You advise them on data strategy. Let's take oil and gas, for example. Business analysts, okay, who are consultants to this firm, I can assure you that they earn nothing less than, most of them, okay, they earn nothing less than 200K per day. Yeah, I'm not talking about per week or per month. Okay, imagine I'm making a publication, I'm trying to convince you to learn data analytics, and I'm telling you these are the opportunities available. How many people can attend that? How many people have this opportunity? Last year, I was part of the team that represented my state in a budget analysis summit by the World Bank, and we were just 4. So if we should start talking about these opportunities and start narrating it in such a way that once you start learning data analytics, you're going to become a trillionaire overnight, how many people will have this opportunity? In a whole state, we were just 4. That's why I don't like talking about this. Give yourself to learning. If you learn, you earn from it. But there is something in between learning and earning. That is your ability to showcase your skills. People don't know that. You know it, you know enough. You know this particular skill, that you can do it confidently, but you don't know how to showcase your skill. That is another limitation. Some people are blinded to job offers. It's one thing to learn, it's another thing to know how to showcase what you have learned. That is when earning comes in. We have teaching and courses. This is important because the more you teach, the more you learn. Any reasonable teacher or any professional teacher will tell you that he or she learns as he teaches. That is life for you. For example, as this tech hub is growing, we are going to employ a data analyst, but not just a data analyst. The person will have 2 other important skills. One is that he or she will have, let's call it customer relationship, the ability to attend to students carefully. We are not just hiring you because you know data analytics, no. We are hiring you because we want you to attend to our students calmly, politely. So the person should also know how to communicate. These are important skills. These are side skills that you need to add. So you can also be employed in tech hubs like this. There is somebody I know. The lady is not teaching data analytics. She's just teaching people that's newbies the roadmap. You should learn this before this. That's all. And there are some people who have this ability to teach. It's one thing to know something, it's another thing to know how to teach it. Yes, most of the people who fumble in teaching, they don't fumble because they don't know what to teach, just that they don't know how to teach. Years back, I wanted to learn how to play the piano, and when I was younger, yeah, the young guy was very good at what he was doing. I paid him, but I found out that he didn't have the ability to teach. He struggled to communicate, he struggled to pass the information, he struggled to teach me what he knows how to do. So teaching is a skill. If you have that skill, you can go into that. You are not limited to only that. I'm just trying to list some of the opportunities by which you can earn from data skills. We also have content creation. This is very, very important. Like, in fact, this is one of the best currently. If we are going to hire a content creator for this tech hub, we are not going to hire a content creator just because of the number of followers. Because if you have thousands of followers and your contents are all about shoemaking, it means that the people who are watching your contents are interested in shoemaking. So when you start posting about data analytics, they won't be interested. So we won't drive sales. We are going to look for a content creator who is also a data analyst. There are students who started the data analytics journey, and once you go to their social media platform, you see day 1 learning this, day 2 learning that. They are marking their territory. With time, everybody will understand that this person has become a master in this skill. That is content creation. Content creation is all about curiosity. People want to know, people want to understand better. I'm following a page that is showcasing everything in Israel. I'm not going to Israel anytime soon. So people are curious to understand, people are curious to learn. And your ability to show them what they don't know is what makes you peculiar in that field. So content creation shouldn't be taken away from whatever you're doing. You might not necessarily be showcasing your face, videos, and all that, but you should have the ability to at least put your knowledge out there. Let people know what you can do. Data journalism. Let's take football, for example. A football journalist can tell you that this particular team won the match. A data journalist will tell you that based on this ball possession, this team won. Based on expected goals, this team won. The person is not just giving you information, but the person is giving information based on data. We also have data products. For example, let's say selling of templates, business dashboards. You can sell templates to schools. You have budget trackers. You have student templates. The same templates, and you are selling it to different firms. We have AI labeling. AI is trained by human beings. Any AI tool is trained by human beings. Some of these jobs, that's AI labeling, what they require you to do is to look at two different outputs and rate the best. In fact, when using ChatGPT, sometimes it will give you two options and ask you which one do you prefer. When doing that, you are indirectly training that particular tool. You are telling that tool your preference. That AI tool will come to a conclusion that this is the best response to this question. You are training the AI tool indirectly based on your preference. So AI is trained by human beings, and those who know how to label AI can be images, videos, audio, and others. These are opportunities. This is the data analytics roadmap. Learning in the right direction makes your journey easier. We have Excel or Google Sheets. They are all data analysis and exploration tools. Okay. Then we have Power BI or Tableau. That's for data visualization. Then we have SQL. That's for data querying, database management. I encourage our students to learn in this order. In fact, in our Tech Hub, this is the order. You can still decide to enroll for any program. Maybe you are done with any of these two, you just decide to enroll for SQL alone. That's fine. But if you are starting, I will encourage you to learn Excel, then Power BI before SQL. When you learn Excel before Power BI, it makes you understand Power BI easier and faster. In Excel, we teach Power Query, okay? And when you move to Power BI, you continue with Power Query. This makes you understand Power BI easier. You have DAX in Power BI and you have formulas in Excel. There are similarities, but SQL is a bit different. Now, when executing, you execute in the order of Excel, SQL, and Power BI. You query the data, you clean the data, you do everything that has to do with data preparation using Excel and SQL. Then you visualize your data using Power BI. That's the roadmap. 6 myths about data analytics. These lies have done more damage to potential analysts than anything else. One of them is you need to be great at maths. That's you need to be a wonderful mathematician. That's a myth. It's not true. You need to be logical and curious about solving problems. That's all you need. You don't need to be Chikobi in mathematics for you to learn data analytics. The second one is only computer science or engineering graduates can become data analysts. That is wrong and that is false. Data analysts can come from diverse backgrounds, including business, economics, healthcare, social sciences, and many other fields. If you add data analytics to any field, you will see the difference. It can never be the same. I saw a particular job vacancy for hiring manager. And beneath that, in the requirements, they said that they needed a hiring manager who knows how to use Excel and analytical thinking, something like that. You can see, is a hiring manager. The person did not do anything that has to do with data analytics, but is now part of the requirements. In healthcare, in fact, if you are in this field, anything that has to do with healthcare, you're a medical personnel, I will encourage you to learn data analytics, just even if it's Excel. Even if you don't need it, learn it and keep the knowledge there. It's very, very vital. For scientists, medical scientists, to come and tell you that this particular sickness thrives, let's say this particular genotype, okay, why the same sickness or virus does not survive in this other genotype is based on data. That is data analysis. They did not arrive at that conclusion with one person's blood sample. They've done that with several blood samples. The world is moving in this direction. So if you don't want to move in that same direction, you are going to be conquered. Another myth is you need many years of experience to land a job. That is wrong. Most companies are hiring junior data analysts. Like I always say, try and visit these job hiring platforms. Even if you're not interested in getting any job, just try and visit them so that you will see what the world is looking for. You don't need 100 years of experience. You don't need to start as a consultant. No. They are looking for junior analysts, junior data entry officers, junior data analysts. You can land a job few months after learning data analytics. But that should not be your goal for now. Learn. If you are currently learning, complete your learning. Then you can move ahead. Another lie is AI will replace analysts soon. Like I told you, AI is not competing with data analytics. Rather, it's making the work of data analysts faster and easier. Another one is data analytics is too difficult. That is wrong, but it can also be right because the difficulty of any skill is based on who is teaching the skill. Like I told you, some people know their job very well or a particular skill very well, but they don't have the ability to teach. So when you find people who don't know how to pass information, who don't know how to teach others what they know, you are going to struggle. And you are going to have the picture of data analytics as a difficult skill. Another myth here is no data jobs available. This is totally wrong. If you have been following the trend, or if you have been paying attention to what has been happening over the years, you will find out that there are so many jobs today that has to do with data that were not available some years ago. Let's proceed. What job ready actually looks like? Employers don't hire degrees, they hire competence. What most people do is they take an online course, get certificates, send certificates to companies, and wonder why no one responds. They give up and say data analytics is too hard or they feel desaturated. But what you should do is to first get a quality portfolio, build a quality portfolio, 2, 3, 4, 5, or multiple projects, quality projects. Explain the problem, show the data available, showcase the findings, and make recommendations in every project. They are not just going to hire you because you said that you have 10 certificates in data analytics. They are not interested in all that. If you have them, that's fine. But what can you do? Another one is LinkedIn presence. I intentionally added LinkedIn. I did not just generalize it by saying social media presence. Of all the platforms, don't joke with LinkedIn. LinkedIn is one of the most important or one of the most sought after. Create posts that showcase your competence. Make your LinkedIn profile worthy. You are a data analyst, but throughout your profile, we are seeing other things that doesn't have to do with analytics. It doesn't make sense. You should have communication skills, the ability to explain insights in plain language. I have worked with some clients that's freelancing. Some of them, they don't know much about Excel, but they use Excel, okay? Not that they are not competent enough, but they know other tools better. They use other tools, but their work also requires them to do something with Excel. And I help them in achieving that. So when you're working with these kind of people, you should be able to bring terms down to the simplest term. You should be able to make them understand. You shouldn't be using technical terms. You should be able to communicate your insight in such a way they will still understand what you are doing or what you are saying or what you have done. There are others who are professional, like they are professional analysts. I have also worked with them. When you are communicating insight to them, you don't really need to bring things down. They understand the terms. And they did not hire you because they don't know the job. They hired you because they don't have the time. So all these things make jobs available. Then the last one is domain specialization. This is optional. You can pick one industry, know the matrix, and be irreplaceable there. You can specialize in just one. What we teach is general data analytics. In our tech hub, you will see projects on oil and gas, healthcare, sales, business intelligence. We are intentionally doing all that. You will learn general data analytics, but you can decide to choose a particular area of specialization. That is your choice. If you're an accountant, you can decide to be a finance analyst. You can go into that and you will succeed. That's optional, okay? You can decide to just specialize in one domain or different domains. Now, what next? The session ends here, but your journey doesn't end here. If you are currently learning, your journey continues. If you are about to start or yet to start, your journey starts here. I will encourage you to learn professional data analytics at NGC Intelligence Hub. All our lessons are from beginner to pro. Yes, whether you are a beginner, you are familiar with some of the tools or not, or let's call it intermediate level, you are welcome on board. We teach Excel, Power BI, and SQL, all from beginner to pro. And there is something I always say, you can't enroll for our program or any of our programs and end up signing up for the same program elsewhere any other time in life. No. Our lessons are super comprehensive. Everything you need to know to be grounded, you will learn it in each of these programs. We offer 6 months of direct mentorship. Each program lasts for 2 months. You will have access to the course afterwards, but your direct mentorship is for 2 months for Excel, Power BI, and SQL. So if you are learning the three, that's 6 months of direct mentorship. This is what we offer differently. You have access to reliable instructors. You can ask questions any day, anytime. You have live support from professional analysts. The lesson is beginner friendly. You have access to a private analyst community. And we also have intermediate live sessions. We should have a live session in the premium class today, but because of this webinar, we had to postpone it. These are the things we offer. We don't just throw lessons and run away. Then you are offered certificate of competence. This is not certificate of completion. This is certificate of competence, meaning that if you are joining the Tech Hub just to come and pick certificate and run away, no. You have to learn before you get a certificate. You have to showcase what you have done, and you do this by presenting your projects via a live session. We have a promo currently running. You can save 20,000 naira or $20 if you enroll for the full bundle. It's currently at 130K or $120, depending on your choice of currency. You can also enroll for one program. Maybe that's how your budget is. You can just enroll for a particular program, or you've learned some. Maybe you are already good at Excel and you just want to learn Power BI and SQL. You can just enroll for a program. We also have a promotion there. Instead of 50K, you can enroll for any program for 45K. So that is it. You can contact us via this number here or visit our website. Anytime you reach out to NGC Intelligence Hub through any of our platforms, we will always respond to you.